Good morning. Welcome. The only announcements this morning actually are for two things that you'll find in your program. And one is the Zumba night. If you feel like laughing, moving, juggling, experimenting, exploring, not only is it great fun, but it's also raising money. And the second item, somebody look at your program and remind me, please. Soup and Talent. March 1st, still 6 o'clock. Thank you, Christina. Is there anything else that Tai Chi. Well, we can list everything that's in the program, sure. March 1st. Second. See, it's not in front of me. But that is a session which is about mindful movement, which is a little bit different than Zumba, but only in your attitude. So there are some wonderful, fun, experiential things coming up, and may this be a deeply experiential experience for you this morning. The welcome this morning is for each and every one of you, however far or near you have come from, wherever you are on your personal journey inward and how you express yourself to the world. May you find a safe place here to be your true, authentic self. You are welcome. You are embraced. You are loved. The individual that I especially want to welcome this morning is our guest in the pulpit, Loren Coleman has been with us in worship for the last 6 months. She comes all the way from Plymouth. So we won't be paying any transportation this morning like we often do for guest ministers. But she also has her parents here this morning. I don't want to embarrass them, but we're so happy you're here to share it, Loren, with us. And from here, I will invite Loren to offer for us the chalice lighting reading.
Good morning. Welcome to this space, this sanctuary of peace, where we come to not only create our best selves, but also to do the work of creating a beloved community. We come together today as individuals, much like individual pieces of glass or pottery that are different shapes, sizes, and colors, all of which are broken, with imperfect, jagged edges, but always beautiful. While our pieces may not always fit neatly together, it is within this sanctuary, guided by our principles, that we gather together to create a beautiful mosaic. May the brokenness and beauty you find in one another create peace in this space and fill our hearts with love as we create worship together. And as we lit our chalice this morning, a wash of colored smoke drifting in abstract patterns, colored blue and violet and pink, symbol of light and knowledge, symbol of warmth and freedom. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith. Here we gather to celebrate hope and the infinite possibilities of love. Please stand as you are able to sing our opening hymn, number 108, My Life Flows On, an Endless Song.
In the spirit of love, may we hold in our hearts all those who suffer, all those who have had to let go, and only they know the reasons, for all the joys that expand our capacity and enable us to hold all that may come. We share this space, this intention together. If you would please turn your card over for singing the second side of May Love Be Your Guide. Our offertory anthem this morning, familiar to many, I'm sure, but I suspect not as beautifully as you're going to hear this morning. You'll Never Walk Alone. Jane Marie Thibault and Richard Morgan wrote these words in No Act of Love is Ever Wasted. Caring for those with dementia tests whether we can love unselfishly without asking for any love back for ourselves. It also tests whether we can love lavishly without expecting anything in return, without paying attention to the cost. We love not for our own satisfaction, but for the pure act of pouring out love lavishly on the object of our love. If our love doesn't have visible results, that doesn't matter. Love has gone out into the universe. Ultimately, the act of loving will affect us, because loving without expectation of return changes us, stretches us, transforms us.
I am so honored to be here this morning to share some of my hospice experience with you. I particularly want to share with you some life lessons that my patients with dementia have taught me. But I want to honor the fact that you all have your own life lessons and experiences and time visiting with Lynn Koska. And I just want you to bring all of those memories to mind as I speak today, because you all have your own stories to share as well. But first, Emily suggested that I share a little bit about myself. So here goes. I moved back to Manomet, where I grew up, a year ago last August, in order to be closer to my parents and to continue my work as a hospice chaplain. I've been very close to my parents emotionally and physically as we built an addition onto their house, so I have my own apartment that I live in. This was a very special experience as my dad and I did a lot of the work together, painting and tiling. I have to say, I hope to never have to help tile a bathroom ever again. But we did it, and it came out nice. As a young person, I grew up going to the First Parish UU Church in Plymouth, where I was given a wonderful foundation for life and work in ministry. I have worked as a chaplain in various capacities for close to 15 years, and I've actually been in a process of discernment about whether to change my job and take on a more administrative role at Cranberry Hospice, where I work. So starting next week, I will begin a new job where I will be using some of my other gifts in new ways to support others. So this message is a kind of final period on a very meaningful and rich part of my life's journey. I so appreciate your welcoming me into your special church and inviting me to speak today. For the past 15 months, I have worked as a hospice chaplain for Cranberry Hospice. At Cranberry, we provide end-of-life care for about 130 people at any given time, who both live in their own homes and who live in nursing homes or assisted living facilities. Of those 130 people, I follow about 30 who have indicated that they would like spiritual support during their time in hospice. A good number of those 30 patients who I follow have some form of dementia or some other disease that seriously interrupts a person's ability to think clearly and talk coherently. In my work at Cranberry, I have been seriously challenged to figure out how to provide meaningful spiritual care to people who can't talk to me. This has been a new area of ministry for me to explore, especially because I'm not a person who naturally has a lot of words or ideas to share. You'll see that at coffee hour. I really struggle to make small talk. I'm a natural listener, and I don't want to come across as too directive or preachy. Hopefully I don't come across that way today. I want to understand another individual's own beliefs about how the world works, and then work within a person's unique framework to assist them to move toward greater health, hope, and meaning in any given interaction. So I had to figure out what to do with myself during these quiet visits in which I am present to the tender heart of someone who has no words, a person for whom language has lost much of its meaning. As I became more comfortable, I started trying some new things with my patients. One day I visited a woman who lived in a nursing facility. Every time I walked into her room, I could hear her crying out, "Oh God, please help me." She would repeat that over and over again, even when she had just been attended to by a nurse or a nurse's aide. I attempted to engage her in conversation with limited success, and one day I decided to sing her a Teze song. A Teze song is a short, meditative chant that is sung repeatedly as a way of entering a meditative prayer state. The words I sang to her were, "Bless the Lord, my soul. Bless God's holy name. Bless the Lord, my soul, who leads me into life." Wouldn't you know, after a few repetitions of that song, she started repeating the words back to me. "Oh God, help me," became "Bless the Lord, my soul." Another of my patients, who also lives in a facility, has advanced dementia and is Catholic. He has been able to share some stories of his early life, particularly when I first started visiting him and his dementia was less advanced. But as time has moved forward and this terrible disease has taken its toll, he is able to talk with me less and less. As he has withdrawn more and more into himself, he has less to say, but he remembers the formalities of prayer from his tradition. I will say, "The Lord be with you," and he will respond with, "And also with you," and bow his head and say the Lord's Prayer with me. A third patient who I visit has a disease that severely limits her ability to speak, but her brain functions just fine. All the language is in there, the problem is expressing it. So when I'm visiting her, I look for moments of peace that we can share together. Sometimes I brush her hair, and her whole body relaxes into the touch of the brush. This is what I experience as a sacred moment, a moment where she can relax into the loving arms of God under the gentle touch of the brush. Dame Julian of Norwich wrote, "All shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. For there is a force of love moving through the universe that holds us fast and will never let us go." I love this quote because for every success I have at finding ways to connect with people, there are moments when I have no idea whether I'm connecting with the person at all. I believe that each one of us is caught up in this force of love and that we are never alone because of it. I call your attention back to the reading that started us off today from the book No Act of Love is Ever Wasted. I love that title, if you can't tell. There are many times that I'm trying to express my love or God's love for one of my patients, and I get no response. I am stretched to love unselfishly, lavishly, without any expectation of return. And that is okay, because loving without any expectation of return changes us, stretches us, and transforms us. We become more open, generous, and ultimately more loving. I would like you to consider 3 life lessons that I believe people who live with dementia are here to teach us. First, I invite you to consider the importance of staying present to what is. People with dementia live in an eternal present as the past fades away and a person's ability to plan for the future fades as well. Even when communication breaks down, and even when we try to do and everything we try to do to reach someone seems to go nowhere, the discipline is to stay present and connected. Maybe all we are doing is wordlessly brushing our own hair, or sitting quietly and praying. Staying present to whatever is coming up for us in the moment, that is an act of love for ourselves and for those around us. Stop thinking about planning for the future. Let go of worrying about the past. Just be present in the moment, allowing whatever feelings that arise to be without judgment. Recognizing our feelings is the first step to relaxing their control over us, the first step to the freedom to choose our responses rather than being driven by constant reactions. Truly, in being present to what is, no act of love is ever wasted. Second, in being present to what is in the moment brings us right into the heart of the mystery of life. There are so many questions about dementia. We don't know why so many of us are developing this disease. We have limited ways that we can treat it. We easily come up against our limitations about what we can do to help. We all want to connect to others, to make something better, to brighten someone's day. But that's not always possible or what is needed in the moment. Living in the mystery of life is about letting go of our desire to fix things and make things better for another person, and accept that there are limits on what we can do and know. We learn to live in faith that there is a force of love moving through the universe that holds us fast and will never let us go. We learn to have faith that no act of love is ever wasted. Finally, people with dementia bring us right to the heart of our vulnerability as human beings and our need to learn how to accept help. We humans come into this world needing the assistance of others to thrive, and we often need the help of skilled others to help us leave this world when we die. How is it that in the big middle there, we are so good at believing that we are in control and independent? What might our lives look like if we were able to gracefully not only accept help when it is offered, but to ask for help when it is needed? I wonder if the reality is that depending on other people is actually the right order of our relationships in this world, and that our independence and control are illusions. What might our lives look like if we accept this reality that people with dementia live with every day, that we cannot live without caring for other people and allowing other people to care for us? For sure, when we look at life through this lens, no act of love is ever wasted. I leave you with these lessons today. Stay present to what is, no matter what life brings you. Embrace the mystery of life, and accept your vulnerability and need to both give and receive. Remember that there is a force of love moving through this universe that holds us fast and will never let us go. And finally, remind yourself that no act of love is ever wasted. Not only do we grow by the act of loving another person, we become more open to the stream of love flowing through the universe. And that can only bring more peace and love into this world in an ever-present dance between what is and what can be. Amen. Please join me in singing our closing hymn, number 101, Abide with Me.
Amen.